Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? I was trying to sit here with my coffee, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for today as far as making videos or anything else, because we had a storm move through last night. And as much as I cleaned off my sidewalk and everything else, it looks like now I never touched it because the wind blew all the leaves and all that stuff off the trees all over my sidewalk, my porch, everywhere. So it's got to be cleaned all over again. But that's the hazard of having trees. So, and I noticed my hummingbirds are back, or at least I saw one a couple of days ago. I was out there on the back patio, and all of a sudden I heard something go shh. You know how they sound, the flutter sound that goes by your head when you have a hummingbird fly by? I said, oh no, that's a hummingbird. And I looked up at the feeder. He went straight to the feeder. One little hummingbird. So I know my hummingbirds are back. But it's so windy out there today after that storm last night. I don't know if any of them will be out there today or not. I wanted to get some of them on video. But I had those other rose cuttings, in that small pot rooting. I had 5 or 6 of them in there. And it looks like they're rooting because they're putting out leaves now. And what I think I'm going to do is add them to the property line out there. Some of them are going to be in pots to see how that'll work. And the other ones I'm going to put, keep them in the ground and see how that works. I want a whole fence of rose bushes on the property line over there. It's what my intentions are. I don't know if it's going to work out. I may have to end up putting them all in pots. I don't know. Because, I did have rose bushes rooted and living. They lived for maybe 2 years over there on that property line. They didn't get very big, but they did live. They just didn't get enough water for some reason, or maybe their roots didn't go down deep enough to get enough water. I don't know what the problem was. But, so yeah, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm putting part of them in pots. I'm leaving part of them in the ground. And I'm going to see which one's going to grow the best. I figured the ones in the pot will grow the best because I'll be able to keep the roots watered in the pot. Because when you try to water anything in the ground, a lot of times they put their roots down so deep, you can't water them enough for the water to soak down and get to the roots. And that's why your bush or your flower dies. And that's what happened to my rose bushes last year. That drought, and then plus being restricted on watering, I couldn't keep water to them enough to keep the roots wet to where they would stay alive. So I lost my rose bushes on the property line. And most of you know that have been watching my videos. But yeah, I'm going to try this experiment and see what happens. I may be able to get out there today and do some of it. I don't know. I'm going to wait till this wind calms down because I don't want to fight the wind out there trying to plant rose cuttings. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I get up every morning and I'm not sure what I'm going to do that day. It just, whatever I feel like doing, whatever the notion strikes me to get out there and do. I spent a lot of time yesterday cleaning out the greenhouse. I've still got seedlings out there that are not quite big enough to transplant yet. But I want to get them out in the pots and totes as soon as possible. I've got Marconi peppers, red peppers out there that are almost getting up big enough to transplant them. I've got Hungarian red wax peppers that are coming up. And I've still got a few tomato plants that are coming, came up in the greenhouse. They're not quite big enough to transplant them yet, but I've still got some hillbilly tomatoes. I've got, I can't think of the name of the other ones. Gold medal tomatoes. And I've got the slicing tomatoes that I rooted. So I've still got quite a few little seedlings that's in the greenhouse that I need to get out. Um, it took the peppers longer to germinate and pop out of the ground or out of the dirt, than it did anything else, but they're coming up. So hopefully I'll have me a few of those peppers. And I think I threw out some jalapeno seed to get some jalapeno peppers. So we'll see what happens. All this rain that we've had should help all my garden tremendously. I mean, anytime it rains and your garden gets natural water, rainwater, it's like giving them a new lease on life. They have a growth spurt, so to speak, and it just makes your garden look wonderful. And I've got purple walking collards seed that I need to get planted somewhere out there. Haven't decided where yet. And I've still got a couple of seeds that I've not planted that I need to get out pretty soon. But, I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So I have to make a list and kind of check off my list. But the only problem is by the time I do 5 things and get it checked off, I got 10 more waiting to do. And if any of you garden, you probably are going through the same thing. Counting your house, your yard, your garden, and everything. You've always got something to do. There's never a slow up time, really. Yeah, my eyes are terrible. I wore a mask not to breathe the smoke from the fires, but didn't have anything covering my eyes, so the smoke did get in my eyes some. And it's really driving me crazy, my allergies. So I'll not be having any more fires for quite a while, I'm sure. I'll have to get an oxygen mask with goggles or something to wear when I have a campfire. Well, this was just a few minute blog. See. Little buddy's been in, got his breakfast this morning, and I hear him at the door. Let me let him in. Come on. See if I can show you little buddy. He come in to get him some more food. I mean, he's eaten one time about 45 minutes ago. And then he was ready to come in for the second round. He's basically inhaling that food down there. All my viewers love little buddy. He'll eat another bite full like that, and then he'll be ready to go back out. He doesn't usually want to stay, unless the weather's real bad. If it's pouring down rain, or if it's freezing cold, or 110 degrees, he'll want to stay inside. Other than that, he's an outside cat, which I've never tried to keep him in the house because, he really wasn't my cat to begin with. He's not even coming up for air down there. Look at that. Little buddy, you gonna come up for air every once in a while? You just go inhale that food. Evidently he likes it. You hear something? That was the wind. That was the wind, little buddy. Well, anyway. Yeah, I got to decide what I'm going to do. I don't know if I want to try to do a cooking video today or just wait till the wind dies down and do something in the yard. If the wind would die down and the hummingbirds would come to the feeders, I'd do a video with the hummingbirds, but I don't know how long that's going to be before the wind dies down. Yeah. And I had gotten, I forgot what kind of seed it was. Oh, it's called a kale walking stick is what it's called. See that plant? That's kale. It's a walking stick kale. I can't wait to see what that's going to look like. Or see how it grows when I put it out here. It says it can grow up to 20 feet in its native range, averages 8 to 12 feet in our gardens. Long grown in Europe, where its stalks were varnished and turned into canes. Excellent forage for animals and tender greens served at the dinner table. It says direct seed or transplant 2 to 4 weeks in spring before last frost date. So we'll see. It sprouts in 6 to 9 days. Ideal temperatures 45 to 85 degrees. Seed depth 1/4 of an inch. Plant spacing 24 inches. Frost hardy, yes. Full sun 6 to 12 hours. So I might be able to put this over on the side of the yard where I had my tree collards and my cabbage last summer. I still got one tree collard left, a little bitty one. So I might plant it over there in some kind of bucket or pot. We'll see. I think I got one bucket left that I haven't planted anything in. One of the little black ones. So I'm going to put my walking stick kale in that, I think. And I wanted to get some zinnias out today too, because I saved a ton of zinnia seed last year. And I realized after putting all the seed in the ground, I didn't think to put zinnia seed out. And I want some zinnias growing out there in the rock gardens. So I might be able to get those in the ground today. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, little buddy? He was looking up at me like, well, don't I get any more? But, I mean, he's still got food in his dish. He's still got food in his dish. Yeah, he's still got food in his dish. What? Huh? What? You still got food in your bowl. I'm not putting no more in there. Yeah, I'm not going to put no more in there. You got some in there already. Yeah, you looking up at me like, well, don't I get more? Yeah, like, don't I get more? Huh? Say, don't I get more? I can't tell what these people are seeing, little buddy. Gonna pose for the camera? You gonna pose for the camera? Well, he's not going to stay in one spot, and I can't keep twisting around in the seat to try to keep him in camera view, so. What? What? He keeps getting up on my knees. He keeps getting up on my leg. Come here. Come here. Come. There you go. Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Well, with that, I'm going to bid y'all a good day. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do out in the garden today. I'll find something to do and probably video part of it or some of it or something. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.